Hi everyone, I'm going to be making 3 simple dresses for your dolls today. I'm going to be making them for a Bratz doll, but they can be made for any doll. You'll need some pins, a needle and thread, some scissors, Velcro which is optional, and some scraps of ribbon which is optional, and your pieces of fabric. I've got some felt, some sequined fabric and some stretch lace. I think you could do it without stretch lace, but stretch lace is probably best. So let's start with the green dress. So it is literally a case of arms in the air for the doll and just wrap your lace around your doll. I'm sure you could do this method on any size doll. You would just need more lace. So wrapping it around her top part first, then moving down to her middle, around there twice, and then going down a little bit further once, twice, and then it's just literally a case of putting a few stitches in there at the back to hold it in position. And make sure you've got a knot in your thread. Bring it up underneath at the bottom there like that. And literally just sew it towards the top. You can do back stitch, you can do running stitch, it doesn't matter. All you're wanting to do is hold that piece of lace in place so that your dress stays in position. And then to finish it off at the top, we'll do 1 or 2 stitches on top of each other and just snip the thread. And just to finish off, I'm going to tie a piece of ribbon around her waist. So I've got a piece of black ribbon, and she's wearing black shoes, so it'll match her shoes very well. So there's that little dress all done. And it looks really sweet on her, I think. Really suits her with her pale skin and her blonde hair. So that's that dress. For the next dress, I've got this piece of sequined fabric, and because it's quite thin, I'm going to fold it into 3. So this is the width of the doll here, and I've made sure that it will go round around Rena, and there's plenty of room to close it at the back. So you need to make sure you do that with your doll too. And then, because it's going to be a short dress and because the fabric is thin, I'm going to fold it into 3 like this. And by doing that, I don't need to edge the top or the bottom. Put it on your doll inside out. So the bit that's going to be on the inside, you want on the outside. Bring it to the back like this. And we need to sew it closed from her hips, just here, down to the bottom. I'm going to leave the top open because we're going to put some Velcro on there. Put a pin in the bottom, that's the bit we're going to sew. Slip it off her. And we're now going to sew that bit that we've pinned. We don't want to sew it right down there though, otherwise it'll be too tight to get back on her. We're going to sew it as near to the top as we can, but don't sew only sew the bottom half, not the top half of the fabric. If your material is thicker, you wouldn't need to fold it at all. Just cut it to the length that you want it, and make sure you edge the top and the bottom if you need to. Because I folded this like this, I don't need to edge it, but I've had to fold it like this because it's so thin and see-through. So now I'm going to sew from about halfway down. Just do a back stitch from halfway down to the bottom. So finish off at the end there, do a few stitches one over the top of the other, snip off your loose thread, turn your dress back to the right way, try it back on her, check it still fits, and then fold your top pieces in like this. So it was like this before. I'm going to fold it in so it's level, like so, and then I'm going to attach my Velcro at the top there just to close it at the top. If you don't want to add Velcro, you can either stitch that bit closed or you can add some ties and tie it closed at the top there. But I am going to add some Velcro to mine. Okay, so I've added my Velcro. I've added one piece to the outside and one piece to the inside. I've used glue to glue mine into position. You could either stitch it on, or as I say, you could just attach some ribbon and you could tie your dress closed. So now I'm going to close my dress and that's it finished. Just going to pop it back on her, do it up at the back there, and then you can either leave it as it is, just like that, or you can decorate it with a piece of ribbon around the middle. There we are. Adding a piece of ribbon that matches her shoes just does make it look that little bit more special, doesn't it? So that's outfit number 2. This is going to be a long dress. So up with her arms again. Measure your, what I'm using is decorated felt fabric, and I'm measuring it from just under her arms down to the length I want it to come. So I want it to come to just about at her ankles. Then we go around the back and we make sure that we cut it now. I've left it a bit looser at the bottom so she can move her legs, and then I've cut it down at an angle towards the top. We need enough room at the top here to add the Velcro, and so I've cut it at an angle. You can see that that's not cut straight, so it's wider here, and then I've gone narrower until I get to the top. And then the next thing you do is take your fabric off the doll, turn it inside out, hold it in half, and I've shaped the front of my dress like this. Look, you can see what I've done to make it a heart-shaped front. I've cut a little half circle there and then gone along straight to the back, so you're left with this. And then when we put it on her again, you can see that she has a long A-line dress. That's what I'm aiming to end up with, and I will tie a little bit of ribbon around her waist as well. So now we've done that, put it back inside out, and we're going to sew again from just where her bottom starts to get wider down to the bottom of the dress. So use a pin to mark where you need to sew up to. And because it's felt, you don't need to edge it, and you don't need to leave any material to fold over because it doesn't fray or anything. And you can get this decorated felt in all sorts of different decorations now. So right, we've marked where we're going to sew up to. So I've got the dress inside out, and like I say, you can see that I've cut it at an angle, so it's wider at the bottom than it is at the top. So now I'm going to sew from the bottom up to where I've marked with my pin. I'm just going to do a line of back stitch, or you could do it on your machine. I'm going to do it with my needle and thread. felt is such easy material to work with because it doesn't fray. It comes in lots of different colours. The only thing is that when you come to wash it, I do think it might run. So do bear that in mind. Wash it by hand and on its own, just in case you don't want to ruin anything else that you're washing it with. And I'm here making a long dress. It doesn't have to be long, it could be short. It can be as long or as short as you want it to be. Also, if you just had plain felt, you could perhaps decorate it with little rhinestones, or you could perhaps glue on some sequins or sew on some sequins. But there are so many different varieties of felt that you can buy now. I think this sheet, one sheet on its own, was around 75p, something like that, which for a doll's dress is quite cheap, isn't it? So, and it's always nicer, I think, if you've made it yourself, more unique. So I'm up to where my pin is, so I'm going to finish off my stitching just there. Do 1 or 2 stitches on top of each other. Just to finish off so it doesn't come undone. Trim off your extra thread. Turn it around the right way. And then I'm going to glue some Velcro on the back, 1 piece on the outside and 1 piece on the inside. So that's the bit on the outside, and I'm going to glue my piece on the inside. There we are. Hot glue works very well on felt. So we're ready to try it on her again. Pop it on her. Velcro it closed at the back. Down with her arms. Back on with her shoes. And if you're happy, you can leave it at that. I'm going to tie a little bit of white and silver ribbon around her middle, just to bring her in at the waist a little bit. You could always put darts in it, but that makes it not an easy dress to make, so that's why I'm tying ribbon around instead of putting darts in, so it makes it easy to make. I'm going to tie it in a double knot at the back and let the ribbon hang down the back for this one, like that. And there we go. So that's 3 easy dresses to make using scraps of material and scraps of ribbon and Velcro. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.